Hi everyone. So we're going to look at the SharpCloud views. So I'm just going to put the screen on to full size a moment. So let me just do that. And just hit F11. Okay. So we're going to use the same story that we've been working through as we've gone through all of these emails in the setup. And today I just want to show you the two ways of creating views. Now everyone has a different point of view, as I've explained, and the beauty about SharpCloud is that we can use the same information but present it in a different way from a different perspective, so it's giving us a different point of view of the data or information that you have within your story. So the first one I want to talk about is the icon up here in the toolbar called Views. If you just click on this, this is where you can create a new view. So you've got any existing ones, the red cross simply means you can delete it. If I want to create a new view, here is the view name. So the view name that you write in here will be, if I just put test for the moment, video, okay, and if I know this is a test for a video as a title, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new one called layers. Okay, so immediately it changes to the view that you've got, and when I click OK, at the moment we've got 3 views, so when I click OK, the next layer view will appear down here. So when I do that, there you go, so now it's appeared. And what then happens is you can now configure your view using the view options. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that for a moment because I want to show you another way, which you'll see in a minute. So you just do that, and now you have your views like so. Okay, so if I go back to this one that we just talked about, so I've done this one here. So the view options is this panel here, and this is the one that I use the most, to be honest with you. I hardly ever use this one over here because it defaults immediately to this view, and what you're able to do, let me just save that in a moment. What you're able to do is save as new. So I can take an existing view, this one here, and look what happens. Okay, so this is the display, this view options occurred when I just did this one over here. Well, you can now click it, and if I save as new, okay, what I'll do is it's taken a copy of this one and it's now put it down here, and the save is now just complete, and I can now configure it to the way I want it. So if I take a grid view, okay, now notice that the save changes has now lit up the red button. Okay, and then I can actually put some axes onto this, and I'll put costs, for example. Okay, and then I can save those changes. Now what I want to do is just very quickly go on the last bit to finish this video off, is just go through the standard functions that you have for each of the views. So standard, it's in these panels here, along here, they're standard. When you switch to a different view, and I'm not going to go through them today, but for example, if you look at this panel over here, you see these for the grid. If I go to timeline view, they change. If I go to 3D, they change. Okay, I'm going to go through those for you later on, but just for time being, I'm just going to save that at the moment. So in here, remember now this view name is I'm going to just call it grid to show you, because I didn't show you in the last bit. I forgot to do that. If I just do grid, and then if I say this, oops, sorry, this is a grid view, this is a grid view. This is the difference between these two. So the view title appears up here as if it was the header or title of a presentation slide, for example. And what it also does, it appears over here. When I save it, this the grid, if I just put grid, sorry, I'm just going to take that out. When I save it, this will show up as grid over here. At the moment it's the original, which is a simple list of items, and I'll show that in a moment. We have the different views that we've talked about that we can select on this button drop down menu. The background, at the moment I've got nothing, but I can actually take one which is already there, which is a world map, or if I want to, I can go and get a custom one. And this custom one is really good if you have a specific image. It could be your company image, it could be a particular logo, it could be a workshop template that you've created, but this will allow you to upload this image into the back, which should be a PNG or JPEG file. for you on that one. Okay, let's just do that. So there you go. So I can select any one of these. For example, on some of this bits down here, you can see I've got a lot of templates in the background that I've created. I'm not going to do those now. Then the other ones is you can show relationships, and when I click that on, notice that this one goes up here. So if any of these items have relationships in the view, it will then show that. This one here is showing the categories. As I said in the email, show the tags as well. If you've got the iPad and you've got this switched on, this is really good, because when they use the filter button, they can now filter using the categories and the tags. This one here is the filtering. So you've got the categories, the tags, the timeline, and the advanced filtering as I described. Okay, and then over here down on the bottom, we then have the standard ones, which are cancel the changes that we've been making, save the changes, which I've noted, as I said to you in the email, this will go red when you've changed it. I'm just going to do that, so it's now disappeared. This one we've already used, save as new, and if you notice over here, it's at the bottom. If I move up, it moves up. So I can move this right to the top if I want to, and it's saving as we go, and consequently if I move it down, back to where we had it, it's now down at the bottom. And lastly, I can delete this view as well, okay, which is obviously, it just removes it from the list. So I've just saved that. I talked to you about the right hand column. So as we created, this is the right hand column that I'm talking about, and when you move, when you want different views, you can go to the views by simply clicking on these items here, like so. Okay, and if you remember, I changed this view name to grid, and when I hover over it, see it says now grid. Okay, and this one is a test video, and that's just a simple list, because that's the default and I haven't changed those. So this one over here is a title, view name for when you're going along here, and this is the view title for which appears up here actually in the story. Okay, that's all I'm going to cover in this one. I'm going to go through each of the views later on, but hopefully that now shows you how you can create new ones and how we can start editing them, which we'll look in a lot more detail. Okay, thanks very much, and if you want to find out more, you know what to do. At the bottom of this video will be a button for you to click on, and I'll be able to share with you a lot more information and tips, but most importantly, I think the most powerful bit of SharpCloud are these views, and it will help you to get the most out of your membership and put SharpCloud to work for you in a much more beneficial way. Anyway, click the button below and I'll be happy to help you out. Thanks.